I got such an interesting email today. Basically, a young man who would like to fast, knows that he needs to fast in order to heal himself from his condition, and he feels a tremendous urgency to fast because of his condition. He's ready to go. And I said, I'm offering a supervised fast in 4 months' time. Let's prepare you for that. And he said, I want to fast right away. I don't have 4 months to wait. He said, can't you just explain to me how long I should fast, how I should fast, what I should expect on the fast, how to know if I'm doing things right, wrong, dangerous, safe, whatever on the fast, how I should break the fast, where I should get the food for after the fast, how do I prepare it, what should I expect to have happen, how do I do the exercise after the fast. Could you just tell me this, please? And I go, well, no, not really. I cannot share with you 40 years of education and experience. You would have to be me to have that 40 years of education and experience. I can give you a guideline or two, but I can't tell you how to prepare for a fast because every fast is unique. I can tell you a little, and I can tell you that I don't recommend that you fast on your own, any more than I would tell you to learn to fly an airplane on your own by getting in the airplane pilot's seat and then just seeing to try to figure it out and take off and see what happens. This is not a good plan. But it is possible to give some general guidelines. And one of the things that I use when it comes to 80-10-10, a little technique that I use that people have played with, is called the mono diet. And they go, oh, I want to do mono. I'm going to do a mono meal. I'm going to do a mono day. I'm going to do a mono week, a mono month. I've had people tell me they want to live a mono year on just watermelon because it's the perfect food. They all lose their mind. I've had people tell me they want to live a mono life on oranges because it's the perfect food. Or a mono life on any number of single items. And I've never seen anyone succeed with this, but there are times to use mono eating to your advantage. I'm not recommending that we do it for life, or that it's better in some way than putting some lettuce with your banana. It's just another tool in the quiver of tools, and there are reasons to use it, and there are benefits to doing so. So some of the benefits to doing it, and we can talk about the reasons for doing it probably in a separate video. But some of the benefits that I find are valuable include things such as finding out a baseline of what you really need in a day. A lot of times people will go from whatever style of eating to a mono style with something that's easy to count. Let's say bananas. And they'll go, I was eating 10 bananas a day. And I go, I can do a lot of math. I know a banana is roughly, depending, unless they say they're super large or super small, a banana is roughly around 90 to 100 calories. And if they're eating 10 of them, they're approaching 1,000 calories a day. And we know that 1,000 calories a day isn't enough. So we can create this little baseline. We say, well, 1,000 calories a day, if that's what you were eating on your raw food diet, it probably wasn't enough fruit. We get a sense of how the body works. What would happen if we cut out everything else and we just start from one food? It's just called a baseline for experience, for comparison, for all sorts of reasons. Like I said, we'll talk about reasons separately. But that baseline ends up proving incredibly valuable, just like the baseline of how long does it take you to run a mile. Some people run a mile and they get it done in 4 minutes, some 5, some 6, some 7, some 12. It doesn't really matter. We're just trying to establish a baseline so that we then can put some effort into improving and see if our efforts proved valuable, proved successful. So this baseline, for me, is an important thing to understand. Wow, I'm just starting to figure out, how does my body work if the only thing I eat is banana, or if the only thing I eat is orange, or the only thing I eat is watermelon? Let me just establish that baseline. Another reason we might utilize a mono program is when people's eating is a bit out of control and they don't really know, they're not in touch with their own appetites, with their own hunger, with their own desires, that they don't realize maybe the difference between preferences and habits. And we're trying to get some of that sorted by just going, let's get in touch with true hunger. You eat one meal of just bananas, you might eat 6 and say, I'm done. One day of bananas, you might eat 10 and say, I'm done. 5 days of bananas, and you're going to find 10 the first day has turned into 15 or 18 or 20. If you do a week of bananas now and then over a period of time, you might find that 20 turns into 30 or 30 turns into 40, because it takes a fair number of bananas. If I'm training reasonably aggressively and living on only bananas, I'm probably eating 40 to 45 bananas a day just to get enough calories. And if I'm trying to gain during that period, I'll probably go up closer to 50. So we just want to get in touch with what is the true hunger, and that might take several days or even a week before you find out what's going on. Because at first you just got full so fast, or you weren't used to doing it, or any number of reasons. And the idea was to get in touch with true hunger. Okay, how do I know when I've had enough? Well, you need to eat until you think you've had enough, and then wait for 3 or 4 or 5 hours to see if you're still satisfied. And then do that over a period of a couple days. And if you find yourself wanting more and more and more, then it's telling you something that you weren't actually eating enough to satisfy your true hunger. So we learn. Every time we simplify our diet, even a little, but certainly to the point of mono, we heighten the sensitivity of our taste buds. In fact, we heighten probably all of our senses, but certainly our ability to taste. This heightens dramatically when we give the taste buds just a chance to hit a happy middle ground and stay there. It's not like we flatlined and there was nothing, and then we add something back in. We're adding in bananas, but we're doing it again and again and again, and each time we do so, we start noticing, ooh, I'm getting more, I'm sensing more about I didn't realize there's these backgrounds, or there's these after flavors, or there's more in it. I can describe more of what I'm tasting. The sensitivity of the taste buds to pull everything out of the food that's in the food and get it to your awareness. When you're used to really strong flavors, mild flavors don't taste of much. But when you're only having mild flavors, they taste just as magnificently rainbow in 4 dimensions of flavor as when you use strong flavors. In fact, when you use strong flavors, the taste buds tend to deaden until the only thing you can taste is that strong flavor, or that particular strong flavor. Salt, as an example, deadens your ability to taste anything but salt, or reduces your ability to taste anything but salt. And we know it's true. People say, oh, this has no flavor without salt, and they add. Well, the same thing happens in reverse when we go on mono and we start to heighten our ability to sense flavors. And this adds enjoyment to life. I think this is just a tremendously valuable tool to utilize. More happens when we mono than we would ever think, because you're a specific person, whoever you are, and hopefully you get along really well with yourself. But when we mono, this requires a certain amount of intestinal fortitude, inner strength, drive. We grow as a person. We learn something. We learn something about ourselves. We change our relationship with ourselves a little, but for the better. We change our relationship with food. By the time those things happen, we've changed our relationship with others as well when we grow as a person. So there's value in imposing a diet for a short period of time simply for the inner strength that comes of actually saying you're going to do something and then doing it. Pride. Not ego, but pride. Self-esteem. Good things happen. Mono offers a lot of benefits. I've met people who just can't juggle all the factors involved in a raw diet. It's a lot to juggle. You got to keep track of all your food, what's going bad before you forgot it was even in the closet or in the drawer, and you open up and you find everything's gone off. You don't know how much to get. You can't get things to ripen. They're ripening too quickly. There's too much all at once. There's not enough when you need it. You can't find a balance. You don't know what to make anymore because you're tired of everything, but you've added everything into a salad. It's gotten so complex, and you're still not happy with what you're getting. You just can't seem to find what you're looking for anymore. Juggling that whole thing can be challenging, and it does take practice, and you get better with practice. But occasionally going back to the ultimate in simplicity and having a week or a few days or even just a meal that's just so simple. Cut the melon in half, eat half the melon with a spoon. Like, it's pretty nice, that's enough. It doesn't have to be more than that. Put a knife, I don't know, the right number of bananas on a plate, peel them, eat them till you just don't want any more, and walk away. How does it really have to be paprika on the top of a banana spread with almond butter? You got to sprinkle on some raisins. It's got to come with a little bit of lime over the top. I need to put it on a bed of lettuce. I have to add something else. Oh, I'm not happy yet. It doesn't have to be all that. It doesn't have to be crazy at all. It can be really simple. If we watch how other animals eat, they eat one food at a time when they're hungry till they're full. They're not looking for entertainment from food. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy your food, or that the food shouldn't be entertaining, or that it shouldn't be gorgeous, or that you shouldn't play with your food while you make it, or that we don't add love to our food when we make things for people, and on and on. It's nice to have all that. But it's also nice to be fully satisfied. Just peel a banana and eat it and go, that was nice. Thank you. It's enough. Let me get on with the much more interesting things in life and not put more time into the mundane than we absolutely have to. Like, life isn't about brushing your teeth and eating your food and the things that just have to sleep and breathe. And yes, I want to enjoy all of that and appreciate all of that. But life is at least for me, it's got to do with my interactions, pursuing what interests me. It's got to do with my interactions with other people. It's got to do with projects. It's got to do with making the world a better place for me, for my family, for my friends, relatives, neighbors, for the future generations. I want to leave a positive mark, and I want to enjoy myself in the process. So I enjoy my banana, but life isn't about banana. I mean, I don't really get that excited about a banana. It's not as exciting as a project. That's exciting. I don't know, you decide what's really important, but simplify your raw diet on occasion opens up lots of doors to many, many new recipes. I can eat a banana and a papaya, and it's pretty darn complicated. A banana and a date, a banana and a blueberry, a banana and a mango, a banana and a banana and a banana and a, and it just becomes like, wow. There's so many possibilities of just bananas and one other thing. I'm sure there's 100. One other thing that I could have with a banana and just go, wow, this is amazing. Banana and a little mint, banana and a little fennel, banana and a little, over and over and over. Just add another flavor and it's worlds different. And then I can just go back and, you know what, but I really, when it all comes down to it, I just enjoy eating a banana. How much more do I really need? Nice if somebody wants to make me something, but I'm also perfectly content to eat mono. And I developed that over time. And I understand if we look forward to mono, you go, oh, it's going to be dull. Oh, I'm not going to be satisfied. And when you eat mono, you go, wow, that was surprisingly satiating. That was good. I'm actually happy. I'm content. I'm awake. I'm alert. I'm alive. I'm ready to go. I ate all I really need to. I don't need to think more about food. I'm so satisfied. I'm not going to think about food for 4 or 5 hours. When you have that experience a couple hundred times or a couple thousand times, you start to look forward to that exact experience because it's more satisfying than I had all I want of this, now I've had all I want of this, now I've had all I want of this, now I'm looking around for something else. How often have you found yourself looking around for something else? Like, we've all had that and nobody's enjoyed it. I'm just looking in the refrigerator to see if there's something, but I don't even know what it is, so I'm going to just look. I'm going to look in the cabinets. I'm going to look in the closet, right? And looking around for something else. And that doesn't happen once we experience the bliss of a mono meal. It's really satisfying. It's all it needs to be. You don't need to look around for anything else. It's enough all by itself. Anytime you limit variables in your lifestyle, in your food style, in your exercise, in your whatever it is, anytime we can limit variables, we get a much clearer picture of what's going on. Go to an allergist. An allergist is the classic, we're going to limit the variables. Let's eliminate this, let's eliminate this. They call it an elimination diet. We're going to eliminate everything down to one thing that you don't interact with, and then we'll slowly add in other things and see if you interact or see if you react. And the idea, the same thing, oh, I'm doing this exercise, this, which is the best for me? Well, let's limit the variables. Let's focus in on what's specific to the goal, to your specific fitness goal. And the food goals, we just want to get happy eating low-fat, raw vegan. One of the ways to do that is limit variables, find out where you go astray by sometimes having mono and then sometimes not, and seeing if you can maintain one way, the other way. Where do you just lose the plot? We add in enough variables, at some point you go, I can't maintain it anymore. It's too crazy. You go, okay, step back. Isn't it just so lovely to be able to step back, to be able to have a rest for the digestive system, bring it up to speed, to let it get to full function again. It's not just your taste buds, but every single part of you all the way down the system gets a chance to recover and regroup and improve performance. And Then we get, oh, look at that. Digestion's better, absorption's better, assimilation is better, elimination is better. All the things improve. And all we just did was make one little simple step. We just simplified the diet for a little while. A lot of times people come to me and say, I want to lose weight. I tell them, eat a head of lettuce at the start of every meal, and then just keep doing what you're doing. Do everything else the same. Just eat a head of lettuce before every meal, and come back to me in a week. The people who come back to me a week later, and they go, I ate my normal diet, but I ate a head of lettuce before every meal, just like you said, they're serious. The people who go, oh, I tried, I took a couple bites here and there. I'm going, well, you don't really want to lose weight, do you? You'd rather eat what you want to eat than lose weight. You're not that serious about this weight loss thing. You want to find out if you're serious about succeeding on a raw food diet, low-fat, raw vegan? Do some mono meals. Do some mono days. Do some mono dinner. Nobody really cares about mono breakfast. I mean, that's the easiest thing in the world. And mono lunches can go by pretty well. Most people don't get too excited. Mono dinner, we're attached to some stimulation there. And we have to get over some hurdles to make peace with the mono dinner. But if you're serious about succeeding with 80-10-10, I would say that having the occasional mono meal included in your program, whether it's only breakfast every day or whether it's breakfast and lunch, or you even occasionally have mono days, whether you had 3 different mono meals or the same mono meal throughout the day, play with this concept a bit and you will find that 80-10-10 becomes a lot more rewarding, a lot more successful, a lot more fun, and a lot easier to do. Dr. Doug Graham reminding you to up your health. Hi guys, Dr. Doug Graham here, author of the 80-10-10 diet, and I always give you snippets of information off the top of my head, but I'd love to give you some snippets and answer your questions. If you just send us questions, I'll answer them. I would love to have your questions. They often mean more to you than the things I present, so send me your questions and I will make a video with an answer. Looking forward to hearing from you. Dr. Doug Graham reminding you to go to health.